Look at any job board for a safety professional, and you are immediately hit with a dense list of technical shorthand: OSHA, IOSH, NEBOSH, NASP. It creates a maze of conflicting advice and expensive courses that leaves beginners completely lost on where to start. This confusion carries massive weight. Health, safety, and environment, or HSE, dictates the survival of workers and infrastructure. When practitioners misunderstand their training and fail to identify hazards, buildings collapse, fires spread, and people lose their lives. To navigate this landscape, you need a definitive map. There is a precise step-by-step blueprint that structures a safety career, taking you from your very first day on a construction site all the way to the corporate boardroom. Advancing in HSE requires following this chronological path of capability. Randomly collecting expensive certificates out of order will only waste your time and money. Every career starts at the base camp. Before you can manage a massive industrial project, you must master fundamental survival and emergency response skills, like first aid, CPR, and basic firefighting. From there, you encounter OSHA. OSHA stands for the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, the U.S. government agency that sets foundational safety standards. A 30-hour OSHA course trains you strictly on practical site compliance and how to recognize immediate physical hazards. You then bridge these tactical skills with foundational courses from NASP. NASP is the National Association of Safety Professionals, an American organization focused on practical safety training. Their Certified Safety Manager course connects your basic site awareness to the early stages of implementing safety programs. This base camp is entirely about tactical execution and enforcing the rules on the ground. You have to master these practical realities first, before you can even attempt to design larger safety systems. This diagram illustrates the intellectual transition required to leave the base camp. You must stop looking at isolated hazards on a checklist and start analyzing an interconnected web of risk management systems. This chart shows the NQF, or National Qualifications Framework. The NQF is a globally recognized system used to measure and rank a professional's exact level of competence. Looking at the left-hand column, you can see 8 distinct vertical tiers representing this progression. Looking at the bottom right of the framework, the orange high school qualification blocks align with the green blocks for levels 1 and 2. These levels are fulfilled by IOSH certifications. IOSH stands for the Institution of Occupational Safety and Health, a British organization. Their Working Safely and Managing Safely courses equip supervisors to handle basic site risks. The IOSH approach differs from OSHA compliance. While OSHA trains you to enforce specific safety rules, IOSH trains you to conduct formal risk assessments and actively manage the environment. Conquering levels 1 and 2 changes your value to an employer. You transition from a person who simply spots violations to a manager who actively controls local project risk. Level 3 marks the major inflection point in your career. It acts as the barrier separating local site supervisors from highly sought-after international safety professionals. Moving up to the Level 3 tier of the chart, you hit the NEBOSH certificate block. NEBOSH is the National Examination Board in Occupational Safety and Health, a rigorous British standard that serves as the ultimate proof of competence at this stage. NEBOSH demands a deeper intellectual approach. It requires comprehensive risk analysis, perform root cause investigations after accidents, and understand complex international legal frameworks. The market demand for this specific qualification is aggressive. Major corporations, particularly those running multi-billion-dollar megaprojects in the Gulf region, list NEBOSH as a mandatory requirement for hiring. Completing Level 3 gives you a passport. It takes a competent local safety officer and turns them into an internationally employable risk analyst, fully capable of handling complex, high-stakes environments. Scanning the very top of the chart, you reach levels 4 through 8. This area is the exclusive domain of directors, highly specialized consultants, and corporate leaders. The qualifications at these peaks include the NVQ Level 5, the NEBOSH diploma, and specialized master's degrees. NVQ stands for National Vocational Qualification, a practical, evidence-based assessment of your workplace competence. The daily reality at these upper levels looks very different from the base camp. Instead of walking construction sites to check harnesses, these professionals sit in boardrooms, draft corporate policies, and conduct vast organizational audits. Professionals at this peak no longer enforce safety on individuals. They design and audit the macro ecosystems that protect thousands of workers across global supply chains. This staircase illustrates the totality of the journey. You start with functional, tactical progression at the base camp and climb step by step all the way to level 8 strategy. But newcomers often make a mistake. They attempt to skip the base camp entirely and jump straight into elite management diplomas, hoping to secure a high-paying job immediately. Advanced certifications like NEBOSH carry no weight with employers if the candidate lacks the boots-on-the-ground site experience to back them up. You cannot manage a safety system if you don't understand how a site actually operates. Long-term success in HSE requires starting with the practical basics, proving competence in the field, and only then climbing the strategic ladder.